Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last week I attempted for the UiPath Certified Advanced RPA Developer, which is also known as the UiPath ARD, and I am extremely happy to share that I was able to clear the certification. And now I am an Advanced RPA Developer. In this video, I am going to talk about how did I prepare for the examinations, what are the different bits which I considered, and all of the steps. So yes, these are my certificate and the scorecard. The left one is the certificate which we receive once we complete the Advanced RPA Developer UiARD, and also we get a scorecard telling that how much was my total score. So the total score for me was 95%. Now let us jump to the agenda for this video. Today we are going to start with looking at the certification details. I'm going to tell you how exactly can you schedule your examination. Where exactly can you find the exam description document? What is the learning plan? Are there any community events which I can attend in order to get certified? What about the online practice test? And the important bit about the documentation. So all of this we are going to cover in this video in a step-by-step manner. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk today is where exactly I can get all the certification related details of UiPath. So for that, you simply have to go to your browser. You have to visit a website which is called the academy.uipath.com. Don't worry about the URLs. I'll post all these URLs and all the links in the description of the videos. Once you are in the academy.uipath.com, in the top menu, you would see something which is called the certification. Click on the certification tab and you would notice that you are landing to the UiPath certified professional page, which will show you all the certificates which are available in UiPath. You would see the first one which is available is called the UiPath Certified RPA Associate, which is also known as UiRPA. So this is the exam description and everything available here. If you further scroll down, you would see there is the next certificate which is available, which is known as the UiPath Certified Advanced RPA Developer, which is also called the UiARD or the Advanced RPA Developer. So this is the certificate which we are talking today, right? So the page which you have to note is academy.uipath.com/certification. If I further scroll down more, there is a video which says that learn more about the steps to get certified, and you can simply watch this video which is available on YouTube, and this will give you all the details, right? So this is the page where you will get all the certification details. Whenever you are starting, make sure you bookmark this page, academy.uipath.com/certification. Next, I am going to talk about the exam description document of the UiPath Advanced Certificate. Where do we get it and what exactly is covered in this document? So for that, you have to again visit the same page and go to the certificate whichever you are interested in, and you would see here something which is called the check the exam description document, right? This is a hyperlink. You simply have to click on this one and it will open a PDF file for you, right? Once this PDF file is available, I'll simply recommend you to download this PDF file and keep it as a reference for your preparation. This document now talks about everything which we need to know about the UiPath Advanced RPA Developer Certification. If I scroll down, the first thing is the agenda, that what all is covered in this video. It starts with an introduction, who is the target audience, what are the products of UiPath which are covered, the domains, the topics, environments, recommended trainings, and the exam details. Let's scroll down and see what exactly is here. The first one is an important alert which is given by UiPath, which simply says that do not spend your money on the fake examination questions which you might get online, or do not rely on any of the cheating website. So the point which we have to take is that study yourself, get certified, and do not waste your money, right? Now, an important thing to notice here is that From June 30th, 2022 onwards, the certification version has been updated from 2020.10 to 2021.10, which simply means that now whenever we are giving the examination, we have to stick to UiPath version of 2021.10. This document will also talk about what are the new changes and what are the new topics which have been introduced to the examination of the 2021.10, right? So all of this is covered in this single document. Moving forward, there is an introduction section which you can simply go and read. It talks about that an advanced RPA developer is expected to have a deep knowledge of Studio, Robots, and Orchestrator. He or she should have a deep knowledge and understanding of developing the complex RPA solution with the help of the Robotics Enterprise Framework. Once we complete this certification, we get a credential which we can always mention in our social media profile as well, right? The next section talk about who is the target audience for the advanced certificate. This include RPA developers, solution architect, and all the details is mentioned here. You can simply go to the document and read all of this, right? Now, what is the minimum qualification which is required for this certification, right? So the minimum qualification is required is that you should have a 6 months of prior experience as an RPA developer, preferably completed a formal training at the advanced level or an extensive hands-on experience, technically proficient knowledge, and you should be working independently. Now if I scroll down, you would see that these are all the products which are covered from the UiPath, and one important thing to notice here that all the versions are now at 2021.10. Studio, Robots, and Orchestrator, everything is now at 2021.10, right? These are the sections which you would get questions in the examination, which include Studio, Activities, Properties, RE Framework, Classic Selector, .NET Classes, Object, Error Handling or Exception Handling, Troubleshooting, and the Advanced Orchestrator function, right? So these are the examination topics which we have to prepare. Further, all of these topics are drilled down into more subtopics and are available here as well, right? Simply, for example, in UiPath Studio, what exactly we should be aware of, right? So we should be aware of that how does the UI automation work, what is Excel activities, classic design experiences, how does a state machine work, how it is different from flowchart, what is sequence, what is project setting, classic libraries, and all of these bits are available in a very detailed and nice way, right? So all of these topics now, if you will just scroll down further, are available here. Now, one important thing to notice here is that you would see that some of the topics are now highlighted in yellow. These are the topics which are newly introduced in 2021.10, right? It simply means that whenever you are preparing for the topic of UiPath Studio Robotics Enterprise Framework, you have to understand how to build automation using RE framework with the orchestrator queues. All the others are coming from the previous examination, but there is a new topic which is included, that understand and describe the new RE framework 2021.10 features, right? So these two were not a part of the previous certificate, but now if you are preparing for this advanced certificate, you have to make sure that you understand and prepare these two topics as well. So you will get questions on this additional topic, and these are the update. How do I know? It is mentioned at the top of the document that please include the highlighted exam topics in your preparation. That is nothing but these highlighted topics. If I scroll down, you would see that the classic selector is the topic, whichever you have to study, dynamic selectors, anchor base, everything is mentioned here, that what all you need to cover in your preparation. .NET class and object, advanced functions, that how do you use gate, version controls, coding best practices, everything, each and every detail is available for your reference, right? Now, these are some of the environments, application or the tools which you should be aware of, such as software development lifecycle, which means that how does a lifecycle works. You should be aware of Excel, Microsoft Office such as Outlook, Exchange. We should be aware of what is a JSON, what is XML, and all of these details are available in this page, right? So these are the environment, application, and the tools which are available, right? Next, there is a section which talks about the recommended training and the hands-on experience. We'll just park this for a little bit moment and we'll just directly jump to something which is called the exam detail, and which is the last section of this document. Now this exam detail give you the complete examination details whichever you wanted to have. The first one is that we are talking about the UiPath Certification Professional Developer track. This is the name of the certificate, UiPath Certificate Advanced RPA Developer, which is also known as UiPath ARD. This is the title, the exam number, and the title. The next section talk about the prerequisite, that are there any prerequisites which are available. There is a common question which comes that before applying for the UiARD or the advanced certificate, do we need to have the associate one or not, right? So UiPath clearly mentioned that though it's not a prerequisite, but it is recommended. We can directly give the UiPath advanced certificate without going for the associate. But as a recommendation, it is good to first appear for the UiPath RPA Associate and then appear for the UiARD, but that is not a mandatory. Now, what is the exam duration? The exam duration would be 120 minutes. The passing score for the exam is 70% and the examination fee is $200, right? So this is the complete exam detail whichever you want to have, right? So this document you can keep for yourself for referencing all of these bits. Now that we have seen the exam description document, let us now see what exactly is the learning plan for the advanced certificate. If I go back to the document, you would see that there was a section which we have parked. The section is called the recommended training and the hands-on experience. If you notice here that there is a section which says training option, and you would see UiPath Academy logo here, and there is a complete learning plan available in the UiPath Academy for the advanced RPA developers. Is it free of cost? Yes, exactly. It is absolutely free and do not cost us anything, right? We simply have to go here and click on this guy which says Advanced RPA Developer Plan. I simply say open the link and it will land us to academy.uipath.com, and it will directly take me to something which is called the UiPath Advanced RPA Developer Learning Plan. I have put this link in the description for your reference, right? So now if you see here, there is a complete learning path which is available for us, right? All these are nothing but all the modules which are available along with the timing. This is the total time, which simply means that you have to spend at least 80 hours to complete this training. There is all the topics which are mentioned. Now this learning plan has all this topic which will help you to plan for your certification, right? To go into one particular module, for example, let's say this one, Control Flow in Studio, you have to simply click on this one which says Start Learning Now. Okay, you have to enroll yourself by clicking on this enroll button, something like this, and then you are successfully enrolled. And here you simply have to click on this guy which says Start Learning Now. Now what would happen? It will navigate you to the complete course of the plan whichever you have selected for, right? Now whenever you are learning any of the topic from UiPath Academy, I have a recommendation. Whenever you complete, at the end you have something which is called a practice. UiPath has given us some of the problem statement to complete, right? So for example, if I complete this loop, switch, and the parallel, at the end I have given a problem statement which says that I have to initialize an array, I have to use this thing, and this is the expected output. If I click on continue, I would get the solution for this problem. But whenever you are preparing, make sure you first try to attempt this problem statement by yourself and see if you are able to get the correct output or not. In case you are struggling, you simply can click on this continue button and you will get the solution here. Take me to the solution and it will give you the solution as well, right? So make sure you do not skip this practice exercises which are given at the end. This will help you to understand the topic very clearly, right? Having said that, this is the complete learning plan which is available. All you have to do is just enroll yourself and start learning the modules. So if I go back to the document now, so this is the link which you would find in the exam description document. This is the complete training exercises which is at no cost, right? Apart from that, there are something which UiPath expects us to have a hands-on experience on, which includes that end-to-end process development, UiPath code review, the best practices, what exactly is hypercare, what is maintenance, support. We should be aware of how do we debug and fix the production issues, how do we add features to the existing automation, and all of these things are required to have a hands-on experiences, right? So this is the complete learning plan which is available. So all you have to do is simply go to the academy.uipath.com and go to this learning plan which is available, right? I have provided the links in the description for reference. Apart from the learning plan, there is one more important aspect which is called the documentation and which is very much crucial for the preparation. Here I am talking about something which is called the docs.uipath.com. Whenever we are preparing for any of the topic, right, at the end you would see something which is called the learning resources and which come in the section of the additional resources which is there, which is called learning resources. Now for all of the examination topic, there is something which is called the UiPath documentation. You can always go to docs.uipath.com, search for any of the topic or the product here, or you can simply, whenever you are doing any of the course in the learning resources, you can simply click on this guy which says go to the documentation. For example, let's say I am learning about UiPath sequences. I have covered everything. I have done the practice exercise as well. I simply want you to go through and click on this guy which says go to the documentation. What would happen? It will navigate you to something which is called docs.uipath.com and it is having a detailed description about everything. Now here there are certain things which are available. For example, sequence do not use connectors, right? I can get a question in the examination that which of the workflow does not use a connector, right? So sequence do not use connectors. Sequences are the smallest type of the project. They are suitable for the linear processes, enable us to go from one activity to another activity. So for example, if I get a question which is a little bit tweaked and which simply says that a developer is creating a linear process which enable him to go from one activity to another activity, which kind of workflow you are going to use, right? So answer for that would be sequence. But that would come if you would have at least read the documentation once, right? So the next suggestion which I wanted to give you, that whenever you are preparing for the certificate, once you have completed this topic, don't skip the documentation part. At least go to docs.uipath.com and read about the complete topic here. You might also find an example of the sequence. If you are not comfortable still in the sequence or any of the topic, you can always practice this one, and here is an download button also which will give you this complete code, right? So that way you are 100% sure that you understand each and everything, right? So do not skip the documentation part for any of the topic. You can directly go to docs.uipath.com as I have told, and you can always click on this guy, search for and read about any of this, right? So do not skip the documentation part. One more learning resource for the UiPath Advanced Certification preparation is the community events. Now, what are these community events and where I can find one? If I go back to my browser, you would notice that I have an old event which is available in front of me, which is called the preparation for the UiPath Advanced Certificate Developer, right? This has happened on the April 7th, long back, but I attended this session and it has given me a very good insight about my preparation. Since it was a live event, there is no reference or no recording available, but on timely basis, UiPath community keep conducting these webinars on the certification, right? So all you have to do is you have to simply come to this website, which is community.uipath.com, and you can always come down to see the upcoming events, right? So on timely basis, UiPath conducts all of these webinars and seminars, right? So simply you have to come to the community.uipath.com, enroll yourself and attend the sessions. So that also will add to your learning plan of the certification. Next, I want to talk about the online practice test of the UiPath Advanced Certificate. During your preparation journey, you can always have a online assessment for the certification. Now, what exactly is this assessment and where I can get that? For that, you have to again go back to the same document, which is the exam description document. And in here, you would have a section which says that the recommended exam preparation, and this guy says Advanced RPA Developer Practice Test, right? Also, you can always visit through the certification page, which we have talked, and here you have this one which says check your readiness, and there you can click on this button which says take free online practice test, right? This will navigate us to a UiPath online test app where you have to simply fill up your details. You have to agree to the terms and condition, and you would be assessed for the certification which you have been preparing for. At the end of this, you would get a score. So this assessment, you can do it for any number of time. There are unlimited attempts. All you have to do is just go here and fill up these details. Once you fill up these details and you start answering the question, at the end you will get a summary, right? So if you are looking on the screen, this is the assessment summary which I have given myself when I was preparing, and this tells you that all the questions whichever I have answered incorrect in the practice test, right? So if you could see that this was there was a question which was about the RE framework and I was not able to answer the question correctly. The best part about this thing is that it also gives you the topic which you have to study to get this question correct, right? So this I have attempted multiple times. This has given me all the topics which I needed to revisit, right? So for example, there was this question which was on the Git repository. So I did not answer this question correctly. Hence UiPath recommended me to go and learn this topic, that how do you use Git and the TFS. So I again go back to the academy.uipath.com, completed the Git and the TFS, read the documentation, and again I reattempted this one and I got this correct, right? So the idea is you have to go to this practice test. There are unlimited attempts. You simply have to log in, give the examination, get a score. Along with the score, you will also get the topics which you need more preparation. For me, it was the Git. For you, it could be different, right? Get all the topics whichever you need to have a brush upon and study all the documentation and the course from the UiPath Academy, right? So that was about the practice test which is available in the certification. So that was all about the assessment which is available on the UiPath certified professional page, and the link is available just in the certification page as well, which says take the free online practice test, right? So a point to remember here, do not skip these topics which UiPath is recommending you, and make sure you read the documentation carefully. The last bit which I want to talk today is that once I am done with my learning and everything, how exactly can I schedule the examination, right? So for that, you have to again go to the same page, which is academy.uipa.com, and the certificate. And here you would see one button which says the schedule your exam, right? All you have to do is just click on this button which says schedule your exam, and it will navigate you to a place which is called the Pearson view, right? So this exam is an online proctored based test which can be given from home. I have given it from my home, but you can always visit the center as well, right? So all the details are mentioned here. What you have to do is just you have to click here, sign in from your account. You log into this one, and these are the two examinations which are available. You have to pay the fees and you have to schedule a slot for yourself. Now all the details about the examination, that how do you schedule, reschedule, what are the ID, policies, retake, everything is available in this documentation, right? So to schedule your exam, you have to simply click on this guy which says schedule your examination, sign in and select the examination, right? So that is how simple it is. Okay, so that is all for this video. I would like to wrap this video here. I hope now you understand that what are the things that you need to consider while you are preparing for the UiPath Certified Advanced RPA Developer. In case you have any more questions, any more doubts you want to ask me regarding UiARD, I have put my email ID in the description. You can directly email me or you can put a comment. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel, and happy automation.